Hey everyone, and welcome to the game week we've all been waiting for, double game week 34. You'll see some things right at the start that are going to be some talking points, but the big double game week is finally here, where we have three extra games than we normally do, which means 6 teams are getting a double game week this week. First off, as we're all excited for this video, please don't forget to like and subscribe so we can see more videos like this in the future. And then I'll dive right into it. The first thing I wanted to address is, you can correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure Venezia versus Sassuolo used to be in game week 36, and now Atalanta and Torino is. Venezia and Salernitana used to be in game week 34. Now they're in game week 36. In this game right here, Atalanta and Torino used to be in game week 36, and now it's been moved up to 34. And that's kind of big, so that adds a lot of more options, mostly being Atalanta players to this game week that maybe we weren't thinking about before. Again, I might have just seen this late. I think there was a notification sent out today about it. But this game week, or this Atalanta and Torino, are going to be part of the teams that are going to be having a double game week, and this is actually impacting. I might be spending some points on an extra transfer this week, but I will get there further. But anyway, here's our big double game week 34, where we have 3 games that are six teams that are going to be doubling this week. Okay, so here's how the team looks right now. I've already made one of my transfers, as you'll see in the defense with Barahi, but Udinese doubles again this game week. So we're going to have 2 games for Silvestri and Molina. I had someone ask, why does it only show the one for Udinese here? I think this is just a system glitch. Udinese as a team will be having 2 game weeks, whether Molina starts both, plays in both, or plays in none. That's up to the manager at that point. But every Udinese player, just like every Fiorentina, Atalanta, Torino, Bologna, and Inter player, are all going to have 2 games, just like how we can see here. There's not 3 games for Çalhanoğlu, there's just 2. Okay, along the back, we have Bastoni with double game week, Molina with double game week, and Fiorentina with double game week. And I would probably say Fiorentina has the best double game week out of all of them, facing Salernitana and Udinese. And now I think Atalanta probably has the second best one, facing Torino and earlier in the week, Venezia. So those are both good teams to target if you're trying to bring in players. So Bastoni and Barahi and Molina are my 3 defenders on double game weeks. Theo Hernandez I'm going to have in the mix as well against Lazio, not a team that you'd normally have to peg to pick up a clean sheet, but Theo Hernandez has attacking potential as well. I'm not going to do the double Milan this week. I'm going to have Calabria sit on the bench. Going into the midfield, I have Çalhanoğlu and Gonzalez on double game weeks, then Candreva and Cuadrado facing weaker teams. Hopefully they can pick up some points as well. At top right now, keywords right now, I have Dzeko on a double game week and Vlahovic. But this is where the but comes in. I am thinking of using my potential transfer to ship out Vlahovic, and I'll tell you who'll be going there in a second. But that's kind of how the team's looking. Once again, I've been saying this for a long time. This is my double captain week. I've been waiting for it for a while, and I'm just going to be double game week, doubling on my 2 players that I think are going to do well, that have 2 games. Just like I captain Molina last week, so he had 2 games. I generally, depending on who's there, who's facing, if a player has 2 games, I'm going to take that chance on him. And it absolutely was horrible last week, but it's a chance I'm willing to take. I'm thinking Dzeko's going to get 1. He might not, depending on who I bring in. And I guess I'm kind of done talking about the team. Milinkovic-Savic has had a flag. I guess he doesn't anymore. He'll be sitting on the bench with only 1 game week, as well as Leao and Calabria. Okay, so now the transfer who I'm thinking of bringing in is Duvan Zapata and taking out Vlahovic. Yes, the striker that I've been talking about all season that plays for Juventus and might be getting rid of. He does have an okay fixture against Sassuolo. Doesn't have an extremely hard run of fixtures for the rest of the season. Juve has Sassuolo, then actually some good ones with Venezia and Genoa. Then they finish against Lazio, then Fiorentina, and then Bologna. So it's a decent schedule, but nothing too crazy to the point where I feel like he's an absolute must need for the end. Who I do want to bring in is Duvan Zapata, who is on a double game week this week. I think he might be one of my captains for the double captain. And Cagliari's fixture, or sorry, Cagliari, Atalanta's fixtures the rest of the season are as follows. Just give me 1 second. There we go. So Venezia and Torino in this game week, then Salernitana, Spezia. They have a tough one against Milan, but then they finish with Empoli and Hellas Verona. Okay, so almost out of those 7 games, 6 of them should be wins for Atalanta, and hopefully he's contributing to it. So I'm very strongly considering bring in Zapata from Atalanta to add to this game week and move out Vlahovic. I don't have enough to move out Leao, and I wouldn't get rid of Dzeko on a double game week for just another double game week player. So I do think that is what's going to be happening. Let me know in the comments what you would do. There are other Atalanta options that I haven't even been considering just because for the longest time I didn't think they were part of this double game week. You got Mela on defense. The keeper's been doing well. Musso, Paslic in the midfield, Malinovsky, all great options for this double game week if you have the money for it. Okay, so I do think that's what I'm going to be doing. And then what I think is out of Dzeko, Brahi, and Duvan Zapata, I will need to pick 2 of them to be my captains this week. Remember, double captain means I'll be scoring double points for both of them. And so that is going to be tricky. I think at that point, I think with Fiorentina against like Salernitana's coming off a win, a really unexpected clean sheet win. But I do see Fiorentina at least getting 1 clean sheet against either Salernitana or Udinese. And we know Brahi can put up attack returns too. So I am somewhat set on having Brahi as one of my captains. And Dzeko, we know that that rotation with Martinez, he might not even start both games with that rotation. So I might be leaning more towards Zapata. So I might be going for a Zapata Brahi captaincy if I make that move and bring him in. Everything else is pretty set in stone. I'm pretty sure all these players are going to be sitting and these players are going to be starting. But yeah, let me know what you think. What are your double game week 34 ideas? And for my top 5 this week, I think that number 1, I think Brahi has been my favorite to bring in right now. With the attacking and defensive returns of the fixtures coming up, and a good captain option. So I'm going to go with him as number 1. I'm going to go with Lautaro Martinez as number 2. The guy's been lighting it up for Inter. Good team, decent fixtures coming in. They have the fixture against Bologna, even if the match against Roma doesn't go great. So a good captaincy option there. I'm going to say Zapata is going to be number 3. Very good option. Before he was injured for a while. Before that, he was really putting them in the back of the net. And then for my 4 and 5, I'm just going to go my other defenders for those 2 top teams with the double game week. It's going to be Dzeko, and then it's going to be Muriel as well. So top 5 this week are Brahi, Martinez, Zapata, Dzeko, and Muriel. Okay, and that's honestly just a lot to do with the double game weeks. They're moving away from the Udinese players now. They have the double game week. Don't get rid of them if you have them, but they definitely do not stand out as much as some of these other players with higher pedigree. And lastly, I do think then that move or that game that got moved, which I'm just going to go to the calendar just so you can see for a second. That game that did get moved over here, I believe this is going to be our last double game week with Salernitana and Venezia. Not that mouth-watering, kind of like the Udinese Salernitana one. Over the next couple of weeks, if you want to take some flyers on Venezia players, I might be, whether that be a player like Adamu or something like that, just 1 or 2 players max, I'd say, to get in. I wouldn't trust Salernitana players, but by all means, go ahead if you want. I know some actually did pretty well this past week, right? I think some made the list. Yeah, we had the keeper, defender, and midfielder. So we had 3 Salernitana players make team of the week, which was pretty good. But again, I just don't trust them enough to be bringing them in. But just a heads up that double game week is coming up, and that's the last made up fixture after this game week. So I hope you liked this video. Please hit like and subscribe if you did, and make the most of this double game week, bring in those players. Take care, and let me know what you think and what your ideas are. Have a good one. See you next time.